Welcome to the Daily Vibecasting. Today, the numbers from OpenAI shock the system, 10 trillion tokens a day, while enterprise AI is growing over 2,000% and, get this, getting date proposals.
Meanwhile, China's building solar farms with robots, and AI slop is starting to break our search results. It's a whole thing.
Welcome to this deep dive. Our mission today is to try and make sense of two totally different AI realities. On one hand, you have this, mind-boggling capability.
And on the other, the brutal economic cost to actually run it. It's the lab versus the ledger.
Exactly. And we have to start with the scale of it all, because Sam Altman just gave what might be the most important interview of the year.
Right.
There's a viral thread from @RickRTP breaking down his talk on the Acquired podcast, and the headline number. It just speaks to a capability we haven't really grasped yet.
You're talking about the token tsunami.
That's it. AI companies are generating 10 trillion tokens per day.
Which is, just for context, an insane number. A highly productive human, maybe 20,000 tokens a day.
We're so far past that. We're sitting on top of a capabilities cliff, and the sheer volume of content being generated is just, it's enormous.
And it's not just volume, is it? The thread mentions quality. It highlighted this internal benchmark, GDP val.
Right, which tries to measure model intelligence against, human economic value.
And in that test, GPT 5.2 outperformed human experts in, 74% of knowledge tasks.
Yeah, across more than 40 fields. The curve isn't just rising, it feels like it's accelerating right past us.
The post suggests we've, quote, whooshed by AGI, that it's not some future concept, it's an industrial reality.
It is, but this is where my analytical alarm bells start going off. You mentioned the ledger, and this is the second-order effect the hype always overlooks.
The financial reality. Because if you connect that 10 trillion token output to the money behind it, the picture gets, pretty cynical pretty fast.
How so?
Well, this boundless enthusiasm completely ignores the fact that OpenAI is reportedly operating at a $5 billion plus annual loss.
So the most advanced intelligence project in history is subsidized.
Fundamentally subsidized. It's running on venture capital, not sustainable revenue.
Yeah.
That's the tension. We have AGI, but it's too expensive to actually run profitably at this scale.
Which brings us perfectly to the other side of the AI economy, the side that is actually delivering immediate, visible ROI.
Enterprise AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a thread from @Founder Mode on a company called PolyAI, and it's just a perfect case study.
Right. This is where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
They're using these big models to automate high-volume tasks.
And they're killing it. Just secured $86 million in funding, $750 million valuation. NVIDIA is backing them.
And their revenue growth is something crazy, like 2,274%.
Yeah, they're handling customer service calls for huge clients. Think Marriott, Caesars.
And the fascinating thing here is that the growth is all based on tangible efficiency, not just, hype. A Forrester study cited in the source said it delivered a 391% ROI for users. Yeah, this isn't just saving a few bucks. It's a profitable restructuring of the customer service labor market.
Well, the human element is still pretty funny. The anecdote that really stood out was that the AI is so fluent, so natural.
Sub 500 millisecond latency, I saw.
That human callers have actually asked the voice model out on a date.
I mean, it speaks to the quality of the synthesis, doesn't it? But, beneath the humor is a really serious labor displacement story.
True.
Look at the C-suite metrics. PolyAI saved its clients 35,000 labor hours. When PG&E was in a crisis, it handled 1 million calls in one day and boosted customer satisfaction by 22%.
So it's moving from an R&D project to mission-critical infrastructure.
Precisely. It proves the efficiency layer is where the near-term money is.
But the flip side of all this hyper-efficient automation is, the content authenticity crisis.
As production gets cheaper, the barrier to creating convincing fakes just collapses.
Exactly. We have this dual threat emerging. First, deepfake cloning. A marketer's dream, but a total nightmare for data authenticity.
So tell me about this 2.2 model, the thread from @Alessandra Lavis. It sounds terrifyingly effective.
It is. It's an open source model from Alibaba, and its core capability is, it's revolutionary for advertisers. You feed it your best performing ad, and then you give it a single photo of a new person, a new avatar. The system rebuilds the entire ad shot for shot. Same pacing, same emotional beats, just with a new face.
So brands can just clone a successful campaign 100 times over in minutes. Why pay for a production crew?
Right. But that speed feeds directly into this content pollution problem you hear about, the rise of AI slop.
And we have a data point on that from at Neuroscience about the YouTube problem.
Yeah. The issue is that high-volume, low-effort generated video is just polluting search results. If you search for something critical, say tsunami footage during a crisis,
You're just getting AI-generated junk. Fake waves, absurd scenarios, all of it optimized for clicks.
exactly. And it's not anecdotal. A study cited says that something like 21 to 33% of platform recommendations are now just low-effort AI content.
And these fake disaster videos are racking up millions of views.
YouTube is trying to fight it. They banned 2 huge fake trailer channels with over 2 million subs. But it feels like a losing battle.
It is, because the economics are the real issue. The demand for cheap, cloned content from tools like Wan 2.2 is just overriding any desire for authenticity. The financial incentive for automated misinformation is just outpacing our ability to detect it.
Okay, let's pivot from the virtual world of tokens and slop to the physical world of heavy engineering. Because the scale of innovation happening in China right now, especially in renewables, it's just hard to grasp.
The China Efficiency Engine. It's this remarkable mix of political will and tech innovation.
And it's driven by constraints, like a lack of land. The thread from at Rohampalai shows these massive floating solar plants on lakes and reservoirs.
Right, the rationale is simple. Save the good land for farming and use the water for energy.
But it's not just about saving space. There's a serious efficiency gain.
The water acts as a natural coolant.
Yeah, which boosts panel efficiency by 10 to 15%. It's ecology, efficiency, and resource management all in one.
But the truly wild number is the pace of installation. I saw that thread from at Luke Ziegler.
It's staggering. At peak times, they are installing on the order of 100 panels per second, nationwide.
That pace is just impossible with manual labor. It has to be automated, which is why you see robots like Trinobot in the videos doing all that heavy lifting.
It's a pure efficiency play. But what are the trade-offs? What's the wider conversation?
Well, the replies immediately bring up environmental concerns. Risks to aquatic habitats, the potential for cadmium leakage from older panels. It needs serious regulation.
But economically?
Economically, the robots are the undisputed winner. They cut installation costs by up to 15 cents per watt. You just can't argue with that level of optimization when your goal is mass deployment.
Okay, so moving from massive national infrastructure down to the hyper-local. I really love the story from Marshall Richards about democratizing computing power.
The $25 Android phone running a high-traffic server. A great stress test for mobile chips.
Right. They ran a Paper MC Minecraft server, which is notoriously tough on CPUs, on this cheap phone. Then they spawned 500 virtual cows to stress it out.
And how did that little $25 piece of hardware hold up?
Surprisingly well. Peaked around 60 milliseconds per tick, which is totally playable. The key was they had to cap the RAM at 1.5 gigs so the Android OS wouldn't just kill the app.
But point to a future of, like, rack-mounted smartphone servers. Cheap, accessible compute for everyone.
It really does, and that democratization extends to specialized tooling, too. I saw a post from Mysticat about their wallet connection tracker.
Ah, for crypto forensics.
Yeah, a huge win for security. It's a free on-chain tool for EVM-compatible blockchain that lets you visualize the transfer relationships between up to 20 wallets.
And the main use case is Sybil detection, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Spotting when one bad actor is using a ton of fake accounts. This tool gives you instant visual transparency to track the flow of funds. No user authentication needed. It's just decentralized transparency.
Which connects all the dots. And speaking of specialized tech, let's do a deep engineering dive. There was a great career path story from at Ronak, who's now at Google DeepMind.
I saw that. It's a great look at how you get from, a college project to the big leagues, all rooted in a powerful reinforcement learning technique.
He talks about his first RL project as a sophomore, training a Rocket League agent using proximal policy optimization, or PPO.
And for anyone who isn't deep in ML, PPO is one of the most popular algorithms for training AIs in complex environments. It helps the agent learn incrementally without sort of catastrophically forgetting what it already learned.
Right. It's perfect for physics-rich environments like gaming or driving. And he mentions it almost melted his RTX 3060 gaming laptop just collecting the data.
A reminder of how computationally intense this stuff is, even for a simple task.
And his key takeaway, looking back, was how the field has evolved. He advocated for modern techniques like reward modeling, where another AI judges the first AI's output over the older methods like manual shaping he had to use. His journey really highlights how fast the field iterates.
Okay, let's move on to our vibe check segment. And let's start with the fascinating contrast between space bureaucracy and innovation. This thread from at Megagoose 11 just sums it all up.
It's the battle of hot barbecue chicken versus cold pizza orbiting 250 miles above us.
Exactly. NASA's Ben Wu used the fact that China is air frying actual barbecue chicken on their Tiangong space station to highlight his own experience, eating cold pizza on the ISS.
But it's not really about the menu, is it?
Not at all. The quote is the key. He's explicitly calling out outdated NASA requirements. He's saying the bureaucracy around certifying something as simple as a commercial space oven is stopping private partners from making life in orbit better.
The innovation is there, but the red tape is stopping it from reaching orbit.
Speaking of things that are hard to change, let's talk tech debt. This throwback anecdote from @SwiftOnSecurity about a decade-old Dell touchpad driver. It's just a fantastic reminder of the weird software hacks our modern tech is built on.
The ghost in the machine, quietly eating your battery life?
Totally. The bizarre detail is that this Dell driver from around 2015, every single time you scrolled, it would write registry keys every few milliseconds just to adjust the sensitivity.
Which is such a hacky way to do it. It forces unnecessary disk I/O, writing to the hard drive for a setting that should just be held in memory.
Right, and the impact was minor, maybe some CPU spikes or a micro stutter.
But it shows how outdated design can silently introduce massive inefficiencies into millions of devices. Modern Synaptics drivers have fixed it, but it's a great reminder of the hidden flaws lurking everywhere.
All right, finally, let's finish with a vibe check on scale and culture. @Wonder of Science posted this just awe-inspiring video of the Statue of Unity in India.
Physically, it's monumental. 182 meters tall, twice the size of the Statue of Liberty. It's the peak of human engineering at that scale.
The cost, though, $420 million. That's where the debate starts.
Absolutely. The context notes that while it honors a national hero, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, its immense cost is constantly fueling debates in India about public spending.
Pride versus priorities.
Exactly. Is it better to have the statue or more funding for healthcare and roads? It's a tension you see in every major developing economy.
And on a much, much later note, let's talk about tech's response to cultural memes. @AnkitDoteMe built and shared a GitHub project.
I love this. A Chrome extension that replaces the audio of certain political videos with a looping generator sound.
It's a perfect example of playful tech humor, right? The meme is that these explainers can feel repetitive, like a generator just humming along.
And the tech response is to automate that sentiment into a browser extension. It's the open source community providing immediate, cheeky feedback on cultural trends.
And that really sums up our deep dive. You have systems running at 10 trillion tokens a day at immense cost. Robots installing 100 solar panels a second with immense efficiency. And developers building extensions to replace political talk with digital white noise.
The theme is always the tension between this massive, subsidized AI capability and the infrastructure and ethical challenges needed to actually sustain it.
So what does this all mean for tomorrow?
My prediction is this. The theme today is the huge cost of fundamental AI research versus the immediate financial wins of AI integration. Given the massive losses at the top AI firms despite their capability and the staggering ROI shown by enterprise automation like PolyAI, we're going to see a sharp acceleration of venture funding away from foundational model research and straight into AI integration and efficiency layer companies. I'd say Q1 2026.
So the shift will be from training AGI to actually monetizing the AGI we already have.
Exactly. Find ways to make it pay for itself.
A sound prediction. That's our deep dive for today.
We'll see you next time.